Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
The Orianna, but Aatrox plus the Maokai, you have a lot of
like
setup.
Casantes, like Orns. That's why we think about the lane swap and what can survive and be useful in the 5v5. So now we might get that answer to the question, because Yike is poking his little head in to see what Skumond is doing. Dragging into the way of the sapling, but good damage going down thanks to the ocean. And Skumond now at half HP, and KC just take the leash. No reset, not even a soft one. Thanks so much for the first strike.
Caps is very close at level 6 on mid wave. You can see just nearly there, but doesn't quite have.
He's really benefited from the lane swap initiated by G2. This is the position that they wanted to find themselves in. Also gotten himself an early Bramble Vest to help in the trades on the top side of the map. And Skumond will have time to be able to cross-map and secure the grubs as Targamas makes his way towards mid.
Yike is over the wall. I was just waiting to see if all three will go over. And this would be a second objective that Skumond gets forced off, but Yike can't get too much apart from information, and Caps, with his reasonable push in mid, seems like as well he can zone him off. Quick side note as well, the auto attack from Aatrox, one of the best healing factors of the champion as well. When you auto another champion, that's what the Bramble. Targa and Lebrov, as they
keep your
start
eyes on
moving
Targa
around.
right now.
That's what I'm doing, because the seismic shove came in and he gets a crash down. Caps might be in a bit of trouble. Shattering strike, poke, flash, dissonance, shockwave. Skumond, though, not going to charge back in. Caps lucky to be alive and no teleport. Means he doesn't want to miss out on too much of this push.
But it is a
second on the objective. They have tools to both hold their position and also retake a position, simply thanks to the power of Maokai.
Oh, flash burn, though, from Yike. Dissonance gets movement speed. And there's no phase rush there, but now for Yike, he'll just pop on top. He'll have his own Nature's Grasp. He's going to roll and catch two. Vladdy doesn't have much available. Caps is getting poked out, but again, he might survive on no HP. The shockwave was huge, but there's not enough damage in the kick yet. It's True Shot Barrage. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's rolling, and it takes its first victim. G2 gets...
This is engaging as well. A very few but significant execution errors result in G2 finding an outplay and getting first blood.
How painful is it that Caps twice now has gotten out on less than 100 HP, and Casey have nothing to show for it. Quite a lot burned there, and even though grubs are being taken, which will make 3 for 3, the dragon stacking is stopped. You guys told me this is a very big team fighting composition from G2. And when you have those dragon stacks for a comp like this, it's such good news as the Zenith Blade does connect, but Targamas is going to crash out.
It's also the fact that G2 are essentially... No way.
He just spat on the grub. He spat on Yike, then the grub.
I cannot believe.
You know, with all the burst that comes out, and you talked about Maokai engaged before Vedi as well, if Aatrox finds something, he resets and he goes with it, as Vedi will not be going anywhere. He's stuck in place. The shockwave hits him again. He flashes away, though. It's a good counterplay. In comes Yike and bops down Lebrov. Caps has no mana to follow up on the play.
I think it's quite awkward because it's difficult to play into Ezreal on one side of the map just because the mobility that he has. Meanwhile, do you really feel confident?
Ooh, again, Caps is in trouble. Remember, there's no phase rush Orianna. He's just going to be dead. There's again a solar flare, a turn is possible. Zenith played in because Lebrov has nowhere else to go. He joined into Rome and wants the ignite down on Vladdy, but he won't get it. A third kill over to
Vladdy helps keep him alive. And ooh.
Yike, new versus the old. Bramble smash away. Call the Forge God going to be used. Vladdy is still low, but they turn for Yike. He's not tanking. He's got a Leandri's first, so he'll just talk down and chalk and meat. That's what he's made of. A shield into the wall, a shove, brother. As Kana is in the world ender, but he needs some kills. He needs a buff. He gets a knock up, and still Skumond in a lot of trouble, but Hans has joined in. It's a good match because Broken Blade has burnt down Vladdy. This is a carry on as KC and a choke will find a shutdown of their own. A searing charge a bit too short. Hans Summer still following, and Lebrov is now on the chase as well. With his flash, Zenith Blade is matched. A flash out before the play turns even more south.
Capitalize that. And KC, given the draft that they have, I think it makes so much sense. If you're able to burn the flash of this Orianna, it becomes a very easy target because forcing Orianna into a side lane is just not really where she wants to be.
I think it's also interesting to see the Rod of Ages first, this tankier build coming through, instead of going for the Leandries that we normally expect, right? But I think it does end up lending itself to, hey, I'm going to be a bit on my own, I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable in this one, so that survivability is huge. But now on the Dragon, KC are in the area, though.
They are, and the poke from Kalista is very real. Low mana bar is worth looking at, but the Nature's Grasp is going to zone off G2. They get away before this turns into an engage. Second Dragon of the game over to KC, just like that.
Crucially, KC as well, so KC end up getting it. G2 will trade for the Rift Herald. And this is where they can try and at least blow open on this mid lane turret. If you can get that one down, suddenly sets you up a lot easier to try and protect Caps on the side lane, because as we've said countless times here, this Orianna on a side lane is going to be the vulnerable part of G2.
As you can see, playing up towards the Herald now, that point is kind of ascended here by the fact that he's still setting up some defensive vision, making sure that Skewmon is not going anywhere soon, but as he leaves, he'll just
Look at the mini-map. I see Vladdy.
And he's got the ulti. I mean, this is the point. Dagger, you've never been more right, and you're right all the time. A seismic shove, Caps gets slowed down, and after that bit of glazing, we just have to watch Caps trying to play it out, the shockwave in a 1v1, but it's gonna get outnumbered real damn fast. A Magna Storm to stop the blast. Conan Vladdy gets what he deserves. Now Call the Forge got him in, Kliss flashes away, but he's followed to Helm's Deep. He was followed. He gets out now because Skewmon is just on the turret by himself. It looked good, but he's just like the Orc running into the wall. Broken Blade now in the corner as well. He's got to get out of there somehow. But how? This Ornn over the wall wants to get out his TP. Is it there? It's cancelled. He tried to sneak out. You didn't see it in the corner of the eye, but he might be tanky, but how long does he survive this versus Leandri's Maokai? And Kana now with his first item too. It's a slow death. It's like watching paint dry, but eventually you can touch the wall again. Surely. And Carter's going to get the kill. A second shutdown of the game.
But the Ornn is the first move here, so that's why GT are on Kalist.
Well, we hold it back for now, but Kalist, it's an easy miss. The sad B flies, and Nature's Grasp is going to do a hell of a lot more. The Weaver's Wall as well, zoning them off from Broken Blade. It's on the wrong side. He's a tank who has to flash, but now for KC, they look to the left. They find Chains, and Lebrov manages to get out until the last poke. And Ignite will take the tick.
G2 keep trying to cheat with Broken Blade in towards this mid
time. Lebrov, wait, I don't think that won't save.
He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. A hail of arrows. Lebrov is dead in an instant.
And Dragon's up. This is the potential for the third Dragon is in base. TP nearly available for him, but I don't know how you try and fight this as G2 without Lebrov here.
Pick after pick, punish after punish. KC continues to build their lead. 3.8k is now the advantage that they find themselves with. And look at where a lot of that gold is sitting. Kana in the top side of the map, both mid and AD carry find themselves with small advantages. Atomization isn't that dramatic outside of the top lane matchup, but things are really starting to get scary for G2.
Weaver's Wall comes out yet again, and you say that indeed it is. Hans Sama now on the wrong side of dodge, followed up and dunked by Kana. He only gets shutdowns. He only pummels you into the ground. And KC's top laner, there is no way you can let
Vladdy and Targamas to cover a potential Anakin turn, and now they're on top side again.
And now again, they're going to zone it out. Lebrov just knows he has to die for his fifth time in this grand final. A kill goes over to KC. Lebrov is dead.
Off to pick, and they're doing it so quickly. The vision that they have of G2 to catch Hansama of all people out was crazy. Really decisive action there from Vladdy as he cuts off the escape route from Hansama, sets up for Targamas to connect the Rel ultimate, and then Kana just closes it out. 3-0-1 now for the Aatrox, and a 2k individual lead over Broken Blade.
This is a pummeling. This is honestly the biggest.
Look at Vladdy isolated in the bot lane.
And a Call the Forge God will come out. Remember again, he has the rebirth, but a searing charge that keeps him mid-air and he cannot move any further. Will give 200 gold over. Meanwhile, KC are putting up the tempo, bringing in the push into mid. And Kana's trying to find the pick on Lebrov. Buys time, Solar Flare with the Zenith Blade as well. Kana pops the ulti though and wants to end somebody's world. It might for a game one if they find any more. As a reset imminent here. Kana looking for it as Lebrov finally gets out, this time burning his flash. G2 backing away now with the TP to bring in that rebirth Vladdy.
Oh, behind Samus from Kalist, the shockwave!
No, the shockwave is good. However, remember that under turret, they're getting bodied. Skewmon runs in. Yike is happy to die here as Kana has run out of ulti. He has no chance, but to go on in as a seismic shove is still good. And KC, even though it looked a little bit dicey, are trying to outplay the fight, but Hansama gets around it and defends well.
The flanking Ezreal is the deadliest.
Look at the top wave. Kana able to get that push in, has that constant side lane threat. He's looking for a potential flank right now. Caps is desperate for one more level. The third point in his ultimate would be a lot of valuable damage.
Someone's going to be crying now. Engages there from Targamas. The seismic shove was brilliant as well. The King of Urine has the shockwave, but he's down. The Rebels advance and forward they march with Kana at the helm. Onto Lebrov will get yet another. As the ulti expires, it matters not. There's still a kill in his back pocket. G2 with 3, KC with 4, Broken Blade with the seismic shove. That's going to send him to hell. KC in their opening game in the finals are kicking G2's ass.
KC are painting the town with the blue blood of G2, making sure that they don't get a look in as Soul is taken for KC.
Another fantastic. Sits with a scoreline of 0-4-1, and he's going to be the target once more.
With a nature's grass that
Kana's
lines
behind.
the hallways, it hurts. Kana, you're right. In the best spot at the best time, a call to Forge God might make it the worst of Solar Flare. He sent skyward. I take it back, maybe too high because Casey was still so far away.
KC couldn't
What's
lock
cool
it.
there with the lens. Power blue side there, face checking Baron as red obviously a lot
I
harder.
like this play. I like this play. G2 have just reset only now. KC are going to be the ones to force this because, again, they didn't expend anything. The TP is going to come through from Kana. His ultimate's about to come off cooldown, and now the pressure is back onto G2.
But how fast are going to go down with the lethality comp? You can see there, 5, 6, 5, and we're sitting at the edge now with Nature's Grasp as well. True Shot Barrage going to scout it out, but it's going to be gone. No steal can do. KC run out as 5, and G2 want to punish. Right now they're valuable. As KC hold the river, still in their control. Elders spawn, they started, they try and bait.
It's a bit awkward for KC right now as they're being shepherded around. Targamas separated from his team as the Elder starts off. Look at the positioning of Caps.
It's a nuisance, isn't it? True Shot Barrage gets some damage down. That's big from Hansama. Vladdy eats some of the fruit lettuce in the river as 6k is now they held. Nature's Grass to zone out. KC want to try and flip, maybe turn for the fight. True Shot Barrage, or rather the ult from the Ornn is disengaged from. Kana flashes and knocks down Broken Blade, and now he's got to reset. Fly, Kana, fly! Watch the Aatrox with Infernal once again! Rock Europe 12, yes, Skewmon got the Elder, but it doesn't matter! There was a steal, but I think KC stole our hearts first, as Hans will die on top of it, and KC open
Fine
up.
play from Kana, ripping apart the backline.
KC took a risk in the draft and it has paid off massively. What a game one from KC to put themselves and their names forward.
10 seconds on Broken Blades.
Let's see. I've seen enough Nexus held. True Shot Barrage, or rather Chains of Corruption, Kralista down. He'll survive this Solar Flare, but as Zenith's Blade in, LeBrock trying to delay. Nexus is bare. He's dead. Everyone respawning at half HP. Kalist is autoing a flash away. And KC do it in style, but they get the job done in the opening game of finals.
Of course, it's only game one, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions. But very early on into the game, and Lebrov is a player that, in his hands...
He didn't get level 3 from that, by the way. With the little yoink, Yike has to sap some experience from bot wave. Just worth the mention here is we know Cassante's going to be stronger. We know that Rumble ain't going to like this too much as the poke already starts coming through, zapping him down. Skewmon takes an unnecessary turret shot, but still no ramp up just yet. The dive begins, the Rocket Fist in the air, the roots are down. It's tanked up by Lebrov. He'll end up sending the hook, but first blood goes to Kana first.
But that's a disaster. Lebrov ends up taking the kill off the back of it. Kana should just be able to TP in, collect the majority of this wave, and Kana got the kill. I think Lebrov...
Such a big pick throughout the split. You would never forgive a team for giving it over as Broken Blade getting some revenge onto Kalist. The slow will be there. Good sidestep from Kalist. He needed that as he gets the slow on Broken Blade, and Broken Blade, it's all about the E's, the W's. He shields away. Kalist has still got lethal tempo up and available, and Broken Blade doesn't have a flash available. He's slowed down. Unstoppable for now. Under turret he gets while Kalist beats him down a peg.
Targamas is here though. He hasn't got the Ignite quite available, so I don't think he can 1v1 him, but going to be able to push Broken Blade away from game defining by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but Dragons last game definitely feel like they were. Casey going to start it up early again in Yike. Does this pretty quickly with his passive. Throws a pebble towards his way. Backing off a little bit, but just pulling Dragon outside the pit while we have standard lanes again. And I will say while this Dragon's going on, that rumble into the Cassante matchup with the experience lead, that does fill me with a bit of dread because there's a 500 lead on the rumble and he's going to start burning down in the 1v1.
I've been also thinking a little bit more about these team comps, and we saw a double 80 carry composition coming out from Fnatic earlier in this week. And my concern with these comps is while they do have great scaling angles, because of course double 80 carry, 3-item spikes, like it can do monstrous
He's got it frozen in a really good spot, but you can see where G2 are positioned on the map, going to make it hard for him to follow up on that, as Skarner, Yike on the bottom side.
Yeah, Yike is once again moving in over control. He will though, as Hansama just stepping up to get battered by nice footwork. A little bit. Look at the frost volleys, land and land and land, and as Hansama now gets low, he spots out Yike. There is a Scorpion on the way. Tail up in the air, a rock in the back, and the AoE is enough. No one's going to crack for now. G2 just pay respect, and this is not the first laner in this set lane to be into an international since 2021. I mean, how do you not talk about them? here for KC, putting up a good argument, at least in this first game. Second game's not too bad either, as, well, there's an option here onto Vladdy. Caps has lethal tempo, flash, ulti, one auto away, you think, as Yike has drifted in, okay. I wonder if you know Tokyo, as Yike is going to get pulled back in. The ulti in reverse under LeBron, and here's Targamas. Pulverize him, take another one, my friend. See how it feels. Yike starts battering up. Yes, Targamas died, but I think KC were just making fun of them in that play.
1 for 1 off the bat.
It's a little bit short. But of course, at half HP now makes it a bit difficult. KC is still on the Dragon here, but there is a health disadvantage, and G2 won in.
Kana has TP though.
And the arrow sets it up quite nicely. G2 don't have an Impale to work against, but the damage is there. LeBron hit the Fate Sealed onto one is enough. Layering down with the Hot Pot, and Kana lets them know. G2 on the retreat. The Dragon now for free. And as Yike picks up that kill, Kana is going to get Wild Growth. He gets sent into the air, and Caps now firing on top of the top lane, who flashes away. Skewmon trying to zone and get something out of it, because G2 desperately want a piece of the pie.
The Dragon getting to about 50% HP. Skewmon confident with his HP, steps aggressively.
Doesn't have a smite until about now, by the way, but it's too late. He won't go in. And the disadvantage from Yike is there as Caps almost popped himself. G2 have to be careful.
It's a strategy where KC is very confident in the front to back, and the fact that Kana could find that angle and then Broken Blade couldn't follow him up because he doesn't have a TP of his own mean that the Dragon ends up going in favor of KC.
The fact that G2 though end up extending the play with that 2-man going against Kana to nearly take him down, forcing the flash between Skewmon and Caps, means that they're in a position now to move across towards this. Yike would like to get 1 to force the sticks, and will just about. Stopping that 6 grubs is nice, but 5
Flash
is still
comes through, and it's just a nice collapses the engage.
Just again, and remember, again, the follow-up we just talked about. Yike doesn't find anything, though, and now Targamas is in Fog of War, but that ain't a good thing. Kana gets poked out by Caps, and Targamas is just going to die after the Unbreakable Will. Another kill over to G2. Target dies to Caps, and now top lane is a threat. Boy, he got him. Yoink! Just like a coin machine, except you actually got something. Broken Blade breaks the machine in the end, and as Kana dies, it's Yike left alone under this turret. 4 members with the Wild Growth underneath, the Stranglethorns rather, and Yike wants to drift his way out, at least get a Heartsteel stack. The hook's going to miss. He's still buying time. However, he can survive. Yike with the ulti, that would be interesting, but the turret is about to die anyway. Heartsteel's all you can get, and the turret drops. So does he. G2 back in the game.
It's going to get collapsed. Lebrov recognizes this as well, looking to come and shadow Caps on the bot side. And of course, this does mean that KC is in a position with numbers to contest this objective.
Good vision scouting as well. Dagny, you talked about that in the draft where Kalis just sees what's up and available, who is up and available as well. No one's nearby from G2. Lebrov is beelining it up. Skewmon has to get off the Herald. The arrow is going to fly, but misses as Broken Blade starts the engage at 2.5k. It's taken by Yike. Easy hit of the eye as well, and they want to get out now with the eye in hand. But KC are thinking about better things. That's a kill. That's blood with teleport being burned from
Charge
Vlad.
now just takes so much of that pressure off of G2.
So waste of a Herald. Dragon starts up. And this is G2 drawing their line in the sand. Broken Blade gets poked out to start us off.
Yeah, they're just getting chipped away at. Can G2 actually gain space onto this Dragon, especially with Vladdy on the flank?
The arrow's already up for Kalis. They're just trying to buy time for that ultimate as Vladdy threatening Caps. Caps goes in.
He does go in, but 4 members still stay in River. Lebrov misses the hook there at 5k. The Dragon is still a ruse, still a bait. Kalis now with the ulti up, and with the equalizer too. G2 have to get away from the hot waters. Yike tries to run him around as the arrow zones out Skewmon. They go for the flip, they go for the take, and they find it. KC are now on soul point. G2 once again.
And that's why we're seeing it's Caps who's now on the sideline.
Yeah, who all ins. Wants to reset as well. The damage is big. Ulti's away. Vladdy might be in trouble, but the Q dodge, the ulti dodge. Caps rocket jumps out TPs to bring the play into fruition as Kana just ult him down, but he has to flash in and burn him right into the ground. A shutdown is big as Broken Blade is now caught between 4 members. Autoing attack him down, slowing and slowing and slowing. That's what the Ashe does best. But G2, as they kite back, now have an Artican to think about, have the rest of the map to consider. The play works out, and KC at least taking Caps down.
And then KC set up for this potential soul. They're in the river first. G2 have to try and retake, but Vladdy TPing in, and that's a dangerous TP spot.
I'm looking at items, by the way. Caps coming in with an Infinity Edge. Lebrov hooks in the Scorpion. The engage is there, but the Impale on the hot coals. Vladdy jumps in and makes it so easy. As right as rain, no. As fiery as hell for G2 as they lose Lebrov. KC with 5 members, low health bars, but the Dragon's still on their mind.
Broken Blade is low, and he doesn't have TP to get back into the fight.
So
He's looking
Caps
for
as
a
well.
flank.
Look at Vladdy on the heart. Some almost popped in an instant. Kana is going to zone them off. An Infernal Soul. If you're thinking about the fiery belows, KC have just made it so.
It's a fiery bellow from KC.
Very favourable for them. Infernal Soul, we just mentioned and told you at home, if you're blind, you know, I can help you with that. Now on to Atakan. Listen in. It's being started by KC.
Well, I mean, the thing for G2 was that they lost Yike. Yike went to KC. They lost Mickey, but
they did.
It's Yike now who's still standing, and he's had a fantastic series thus far. And a lot of people are looking at G2 saying, hey, they own the longest title record at 6. But it was with Yike that they got it. So Yike battling
it's
towards
7, right?
Yeah.
It's either Yike or it's G2 as an organization. At the very least, KC, they've just picked up Atakan. There's a TP being burnt. It's a double. But Yike, while he's under threat, remember, he can ulti out, he can die, and he'll still come back to life, but he wants a trade in the meantime. Onto Caps, Infernal Soul, makes it strong, he gets out, I think that was a bit of a buffer, goes back and almost takes him down. G2 had to play hard and fast for that rule as Skirmishes died
with a numbers advantage and no jungler. That's an easy objective start.
Kind of stopped the reset from Caps, which was crucial there because he doesn't have the TP. Now he's got both Broken Blade and Caps in base. And KC have started up this Baron.
The only difference is not many ults available, but they can still turn and burn with their damage. And quite literally, Hansama's scared to walk in, even with summoners available.
I mean, what does Lebrov do here? Like, Targamas is just zoning him away from the objective.
It's gone.
That is an easy pickup, and KC, with firm control over Game 2, looking to put themselves on match point here in the Winter Final. What? If the game was in KC's control, well, now they've got a tight grip as G2 fighting back.
But the setup's in a really good area. The wild growth is there. Hansama might be able to do some damage, but Targamas isn't dying yet. Yike went a bit deep here, and I think the Cassante drew him in, so now he just has to die. He'll withdraw, but Hansama cannot. He'll flash, and he might die. Lebrov under turret. He's dead. There's no second chances as KC run another into the ground.
Kalista's moving straight towards that bot lane, tier 2. Vladdy just pushing in mid. But KC, they end up trading 1-for-1. Caps goes in.
He does go in onto Kalist. Caps definitely goes in, but he will not be going out. These are real death as Caps is down for 45
Go for the
seconds.
flash, pulverize if he wants to set it up, but Vladdy now in mid.
And they're on the wrong side as well. Broken Blade already chunked to half HP. Yike zones him off. Targamas jumps on in. He'll be hooked in, but the Unbreakable Will makes it hard as the Equalizer is down as well. G2 running for their dear lives, which they'll have none of as Kalist takes one away. Hansama in the ground again, and G2 still being slowed. KC have every single tool in their arsenal to make sure that they go nowhere. G2 were hyped as the favorites, but KC throw that out the door.
KC just shepherd G2 to their depths. The TP in from Caps to try and make magic happen.
But into Targamas, he's got to get a reset. He at least finds that. Yike is the next target. His old jungle friend as Broken Blade is separated from his mid laner. Vladdy gets ulted out. It's a Broken Blade ult that does a lot of work itself, and Vladdy needs to heal up and does so now while the rest of the fight is going too well for KC. It's just gold at this point for the blue wall.
G2 are throwing their bodies into that blue wall, hoping against hope that something will change. But that change is KC looking to go 2-0 against G2 in the LEC.
Caps is going to die here as well. There's an L to execute. Vladdy gets so close, takes him down. This is unbelievable.
2-0. Keeps his deathless scoreline alive as the Baron respawns. And I mean, G2 now need to start thinking about Game 3, because to turn this game around is going to be, I mean, nearly impossible.
Does feel like it, doesn't it? Every single response of a hook never goes well.
They try and set up a pick on that bot wave, but they don't even care. KC know that they just want to use this Baron to the last remnants of the Elder Dragon to crack open the base.
And they'll do it with ease, won't they? It's almost an 11k gold lead. This game still feels like it's in the bin. For G2, they'll poke out as best they can, but look at the top wave being shepherded in by Kana, the level 16 Rumble, who obliterated the lane thanks to the swap, and he's never let go of that grip on Broken Blade's neck.
The siege coming into the top tier 3 tower. Few defenses remain as the base falls apart.
Arrow's blocked, but Broken Blade still gets chunked. Elder's down in 5 seconds. Vladdy tries to jump in and get an execute, however quick it may have been, but denied. Elder's now gone, but Baron's still there. The damage on the Nexus turret is real.
Here comes the Rumble ult.
Equalizer. It's beautiful. Korean Rumble feels just like Korean Aatrox to G2. The fate sealed from Vladdy as he pulls out yet another Theos ultimate. Vladdy on a killing spree. KC on a tear. And all I can ask Europe right now as they kill and take away the champions of old is, are you feeling blue?
Look at the excitement on the face of Yike.
Just stable enough. Who wants draft? Who wins draft here?
Oh, I love
Is it
Casey's
gonna-
draft.
Casey playing with it a little bit, and with the fog of war, Yike was just spotted. So they know he's there. It was on the edge of vision as well as you get a picture towards the mid.
Ops though, because they're still playing very far up. Rob doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it's just an observer thing. LeBron did walk up. He flayed, but he's just dead. First blood to KC.
A nice job by Yike to sneak on into the brush.
It's the ulti available.
True, and Skewmon beelining there as well. There's good damage.
Kana's
One more
hit
going to
6
be
though.
used. You're right, Kana, but no Mega Gnar. He flashes away, and he's going to build out that bar. He will be able to hold on the wall. Fear Beyond Death as well set up, and Kana into the grinder. Broken blade makes him a crab.
This is exactly what needs to happen for G2. Forcing these skirmishes, roaming with the Rise, utilizing the ultimate to find picks, they equalize the kill score, and Skewmon secures the first grab.
G2 though aren't comfortable to keep going. They're looking for
Oh, the
Vladdy.
Lantern with the flay as well is brilliant. Vladdy's got no mana, but the death sentence misses. Targamas gets the knock up, but there's no further damage. Vladdy is just out of
One
map.
grub on top side, move towards Dragon. The Dragon stacking has been KC's win condition throughout this series, so Skewmon basically trying to right those wrongs down and say, I need to start this and take this away to enable us to play on sides, to cross map and use these semi-globals that we have.
And Handsome are doing a good job of keeping bot lane pushed in. Caps again with the prior on mid lane. Vladdy regroups with the team as a root comes through from Kalist.
I mean, Hantam, a bit of damage there, but he walks into a trap. He has to cleanse away Hantam and play from your mother.
He's clean with it. Gets the headshot. But the dragon is stolen by Casey on the other side.
But there is a dark passage. The play doesn't end there. Caps gets a rune prison. He runs into the Chaos Storm. Vladdy walks back for the lost chapter, so he's got some damage to play with. But the Chaos Storm is simply a zoning tool while Wind becomes lightning and Caps becomes up, then down. Skewmon over the wall. It turns into a scrap. Everybody's dying. LeBron's getting low, and Skewmon can't go back in because he knows he too will perish. Vladdy's going to get a kill. You make it a double. Do you want to upgrade to the triple cheeseburger, sir? No, says KC. They'll walk away with a successful kill in the end. Position to make 3 grubs out of 1 currently. Dark Passage set up. Chaos Storm down. He's got Blackfire Torch. This Victor's stronger than you'd think he'd be. Onto LeBron. The flash is at least negated, but Vladdy got another kill. 3 here for the Creek God. Wind becomes lightning, becomes a flash for Skewmon. KC are going to take these with glee.
Still though, Narek has to try to escape Kana and early running in towards Broken Blade there. So KC, they pick up the kill as LeBron goes that little bit too far forward, but Caps now.
Be caught out. There's going to be a Mega Gnar here as well. He doesn't have his flash from the last fight. He's into the wall and stuck there. A second time, Kana ordering him away. Lands on his head, and Caps gets clapped as Kana's going to be into the grinder. That's good, but Vladdy's not done yet. The knock-up is he's low on mana and can't find anything apart from an auto. That secures the kill out of nowhere.
20 stacks per kill. Like, it was 25 and then they nerfed it. But the fact that he's been involved in 5 kills, Skewmon has used the ultimate. He set his sights onto Vladdy.
Oh, Vladdy's in a lot of trouble, but the Chaos Storm setting down will help out a little bit, but Vladdy in the middle of 3, you can't do anything about that. At least the Chaos Storm is going to get something after the back, and while he's dead, Vladdy gets another shutdown. Death sentence misses here. Caps kites back, and he's looking for his old jungler, and he kites away. LeBron gets that one as G2 in front of the Dragon. Stagnate the blows.
G2
The max level of Purge, the W the max first. No mana, no problems, always on in a fight as well. You just got to wait for the shotgun knees to refresh us all. Broken Blade 2-1 and 2. He's the one who's taken the most kills so far out of G2 as this Dragon still in contest at 2.8k, and KC thinking about how they get in.
Vladdy's ultimate is nearly up. They're just trying to find time. Stolen again!
I feel like he's the Smite King this split. How many times does Yike just walk into your house and
Grubs
start...
here for KC. I think this is where KC now can start to force objective fights, but also force potential turret trades. And especially for a team like G2, who would have liked to try and play off these semi-globals, the lack of Void Grubs is really unfortunate for them.
Feats of strength. We're going to be at 1 apiece for both sides as KC secure their 3rd objective. G2 getting the lead in terms of the kills earlier, mean that the tower is what will determine it. And the Herald spawning 30 seconds away.
Hunsummer shows his face, but remember, the only thing here now is a Herald that G2 start while they push top and reset. So for G2, they hold control over top.
The most vulnerable points for KC are when they are trying to split across all 3 lanes, because you are very vulnerable, both as Mininar and Victor, to try and protect these side waves. That's why we're seeing KC. Yes, they have Khan on the bot wave, but they're trying to clump up as 4. They look for the mid lane turret, and they're just not trying to give G2 opportunities to use
one for G2's composition that wants to attack side lanes. Targamas will get hooked.
A Death Sentence is going to be taken in. The Dark Passage down as well. The box laid bare, but away they get separated. Yikes, ulti was brilliant. The new KC jungle, the old blood from G2 has to tell them to go away while Kana, an inner turret of his own making, is there while Hansama's on the run. Wind becomes lightning, and Hansama
Two alive, but Kana has his own reinforcements coming, and Caps might be in trouble.
about to go into Mega now against the wall. He'll find himself the turret. Is he going to give any redistribution of damage instead? Caps dies. Vladdy is 6-1-2 versus the mid lane
Making
ledge.
it really difficult for G2 to try and contest this. And again, Dragon stacking, third Dragon potentially here for KC as G2. How do you try and force this? Targamas has a great flank position here.
But let's see, because Dragon's not done yet. Great ulti from Yike as well. Death Sentence on the Dragon, but it's again the Smite King of Winter. Oh my God! Korean Techno! Blow G2 apart!
Kana, that was unbelievable! You just connected
To come in like this, G2 haven't stood a chance. KC have been clean, they have been quick, they have responded where they need to. And G2 look lost against this team.
Nothing good happens to Europe in the bot lane. Nothing good happens to G2 in the bot lane. And while they might find mid-turret, while they might stem some of the bleeding that has moved to 5k now for Artikan's gonna die. Kalissa's defending this. Bit of wave clear, and at least G2 are trying to get some gold back on the map, but the turret not going to be hit any further. The wave's gone, the curtain call out as well. Hansama wants to get away, the quickness in front of the dark passage. The last shot hits Lebrov. G2 are escaping, but a deadly flourish and a zone from Vladdy of Realm. What needs to be used? In they go. Chaos Storm, no, not catching them by their big toe.
Huge
It
advantage
would be.
overstepped.
Artikan, remember, we'll give him a revive. He's looking for the wave, but he'll be catched, caught. He'll go golden, but
Here's the flash.
there's Enforce coming in as well. Bloody might die, but again, with Artikan, TV going to be burned up as well, but G2 is still running away from this. Even after the teleport from Broken Blade, that crab's got to go rave somewhere else. Deadly throw from Kliss is clean, and Kana setting up to do it again, but instead the knockup's there, and Kana hits them all once more. No, you cannot. He screams into G2's ears. It's KC's new day.
KC just threw the G2 legacy. Well, as a result, Hansama has to go, and now it's 4v5.
KC are enclosing on them. Yike with the perfect ulti as well, and Targmas just charms up. Skewmon can't get out alive, and Kana is about to go mega once again. Will fly in and smack him down. Know your place and kneel. KC challenging the kings, changing dynasties, and changing the fate of European League of Legends.
The wave of minions is coming, and a new wave is coming to the LEC.
And it's a new day, isn't it, with the minions channeling into the base. It is a blue day, a day for the old kings to finally kneel from 10th place to finalists, from last place to the first stand. Carmine Corps are your new kings of winter 2025 with the Nexus exposed. Whoa!